Hey people, Indrid here, 3v3, Argus Desert Gate Blue Team. We have Farseer confusingly playing a Lord Commissar. Strong offense and support fighting in melee combat begins with a Refractor Shield alongside cyanIDe with a Chaos Sorcerer, offensive and disruptive hero with powerful battlefield manipulation and control. With some Black Legion here. Is this the elite scheme? So he's got a funky hat. I think it is. We can check on the CSM. No, it's not the elite scheme. He just has that fancy hat. Rounding off the blue team, Machine Elf with a Plague Champion. Starts off with a damage over time bolt gun, can get melee weapons, some strong utility and support. Can also repair. The Iron Warriors elite scheme here. For the red team, we do have a Farseer, but their name is MostUnworthy. Support hero fighting in melee with some powerful buffs and control. The same Han elite scheme on the west side against that Plague Champion. You see him in the background there. Alongside ZOXIN with a Hive Tyrant, a very durable hero walking through objects that cannot be suppressed with powerful disruption and support fighting in melee by default with a basic synapse. I shall call you Gustavo. Rounding off the red team, another Lord Commissar, Comrade Duck. They are in fact mirroring on the east side. It's Commissar on Commissar action, one of which is called a Farseer. When we also got a Farseer, it's all very confusing. Back towards the mid. Eldar with a bunch of pew-pew on some poor heretics who flee. 2v1 against cyanIDe. Machine Elf, meanwhile, comes to rotate mid, it seems. They could have pushed the west side, maybe. Got the power locked down. But they're coming mid. They got double CSM. The other ones have got a way to go, though. In fact, it's double CSM for both of the Chaos players. Gustavo's getting stuck into the Sorcerer. CSM getting messed up by Hormagaunts as well, but the Hormagaunts are taking shots. Adrenal Glands on the way to drop two models pretty quickly there. Gustavo creating some space for the Termagants to get a decap. Some flanking action though from Machine Elf, getting some melee attacks on those retreating Termagants. Heretics weren't in place though to get that done. Retreating units taking 30% more damage from melee, so it's a good idea to get in a flanking position and smack stuff as they run away. Triple Guardsman here for Comrade Duck. Farseer, the Commissar, with a Sentinel. Taking some lasgun fire, wants to back off a bit. They're all, oh, it's double Sentinels now for Farseer. The Farseer, meanwhile, with double Guardians into a Shuriken Cannon. There's some Nurgle worship, providing some health regen for Machine Elf's units when they're within range. Good idea to put your heretics behind a wall so they're relatively safe and do some worshipping. Shuriken might get caught here. Double Shurikens for MostUnworthy. The east side is red thanks to Comrade Duck. The mid, pretty even. The power's red. The rec point turning blue. And cyanIDe coming to help out the east side. 2v1 now against Comrade Duck. They might need to back off here quickly. There we go. Recognizes the threat, backs away. Got some Flamer Guards and some power bashing later on. But at the moment, these guys are getting torn up by the Sentinels and the CSM running through. Can they lock down the power here a bit? Doom bolts on retreating guards when they're okay though. Heavy weapon squad in the field now for Comrade Duck. ZOXIN needs to rotate east. But they're fighting some chaos fellas in mid. Almost got those heretics down. Now some more heretics show up. These are Machine Elves. And a bunch of flanking CSM with Eternal War, it has to be said as well. Pretty dangerous on retreat. 20% more damage both melee and ranged combat with that Eternal War. Hormagaunts do get away. They both have Adrenal Glands. And here comes Gustavo. He's not happy with this. Smacking on the Plague Champion, who starts off with pretty pathetic melee damage. 8 DPS, I believe it is. I still believe to this day that must be some kind of mistake. How does he have 8 DPS melee? Come on now. Good special from Gustavo. Knocks down all 3 CSM there. Hive Tyrant getting stuck in, but can they get a model of something? They don't have much XP. Now they're going to run at some Guardsmen, but they get too close to all the las guns. Lord Commissar throws up the shield, and here's the double CSM of cyanIDe to help out. Noise Marines on the way for cyanIDe. Machine Elf actually lost their heretics, they're replacing them, and they have some raptors up. The raptors can jump all those guardsmen, also help with all these guardian weapon teams they're facing. Triple guardian weapon teams for MostUnworthy, going very defensive on the west side. which can work just fine on Argus Desert Gate. As long as you don't lose your power on that west side, you're pretty much doing your job. Sure, it'll be great to hold that mid power and bash your opponent's power, but just concentrate on not losing your own. And I think nobody can accuse you of not doing your job. Heretics get a Doom Blast and run. Do they escape though? Took tons of damage on that retreat and down they go. Noise Marine's getting a bit close, maybe for a cacophony. There it is. It does knock back friendlies though. And the Hormagaunts just keep going through onto the Chaos Space Marines. With the Adrenal Glands, they are a big threat to Marines in Tier 1. Even with Eternal War messing them up. Do those guys have Eternal War? I'm not sure if it was only Machine Elf that got it. I can't see when they're retreating, you see. I guess I could look at their weapons, can't I? No, I don't think they have Eternal War. Maybe that evens up that fight a bit more, but I think they're still a massive threat. Warrior Brood on the field with a Barb Strangler for ZOXIN. Anything for Gustavo? No war gear yet. East side, multi-laser turret up for Farseer, the Lord Commissar. It's bashing power. Not super effectively, but not completely useless. Double Sentinels both have the stomp, need to be a bit careful. Kind of low. Hormagaunts capping the mid. West side, some Nurgle worship. Raptors just chilling out. Maybe they don't want to jump the Shuriken because they know there's more. Should have been fighting the Farseer though, surely. Gonna get on the Warrior Brood now. Tying them up in melee, doing some good damage, those Raptors. 30 DPS melee per model. There is a jump. The Farseer did fall, by the way. Here comes Gustavo, the Hive Tyrant, to try and help out. Going to try and get a revive, which would be a decent chunk of XP, but might have to back off here and come back another time. There was a Breath of Nurgle heal from the Mucus Discharge. An area of effect heal there. Here we go. Revive is on for ZOXIN. Maybe. Taking damage as they do it. Oh, I don't think they're going to get away. Down they go. Most Unworthy also doesn't get away, so that didn't work out too great for the red team. Lots of good XP though for Machine Elf, who goes Tier 2. I think they were the last player to go. Yes, they were. Comrade Duck with some Ogrins already on the way. Blue team sweeping through the mid to grab the VP. It's going to be a 2-to-1 cap for blue team with both the naturals. Red team pushing the east side though on the power with Flamers. Node is down. Can they get the gen before the Commissar shows up? Oh, I don't think they could. The gen survived. They can now repair that generator if they wish. Heavy weapon squad getting into a good position. Can the Commissar shut it down by tying it up? Can. Now the Sentinels arrive with their stomps. Maybe. They both stomped. I don't think they both needed to there. Got some support from cyanIDe as well. Big old retreat. Oh, they dropped some guardsmen, I think. Comrade Duck. Yeah, they had triple guardsmen, didn't they? Ogrins are up, though. Big chunky fellas that can do some work for you on the east side. No war gear for the Commissar. Maybe we'll see the Aura of Discipline to support those Ogrins. 421 to 359. Tyrant Guard is up, though, for ZOXIN. Maybe from the Global Bar. I didn't see. They are lacking some red, so perhaps it was called in. Hive Tyrant can call these things into base. Just breaking through walls. Running at Heretics. Heretics really don't want to fight that thing in melee. Nor do the CSM. These guys do have Eternal War, but they don't have a mark yet in Tier 2. The Raptors don't really want to fight that thing either. If these guys can get Mark or Zinch, they'll be a big threat to the Tyrant Guard from range. If they can stay at range. Good Barb Strangler shot on those blobbed up CSM. There's a Doom Bolts. Really messed up those Termagants. Almost wiped them, in fact. I wonder if it would have wiped them if they didn't have the 10% health from the Toxin sacks. Tyrant Guard coming in, gets a good special. CSM need to be very careful. I think he's staying in this fight a bit too long here, cyanIDe, but we'll see. Now double Sentinel showing up with missile launchers. Tyrant Guard doing that splash damage on melee attack. Only lost one CSM model, I think, there, cyanIDe. It was well judged in the end. Nicely done. Held up this red blob here for a while. Got Blastmaster Noise Marines. Can you say friendly fire? Not in that instance. Just hit the Tyrant Guard there, I think. Gustavo is now level 2. Farseer's back to her feet as well. Not sure who repurchased and stuff there. I think ZOXIN maybe repurchased and revived the Farseer maybe. They got that big chunk of XP to get level 2. 421 to 250, 2-1 for blue. Decent VP lead here actually. Plague Marines on the way for Machine Elf. Most Unworthy has a Wraith Lord. Farseer getting some more guards on up in tier 2 to help support these Sentinels. Lord Commissar barely gets out there. Barely gets out. Might have been on 1 hit point actually. Has Stubbornness now. Helps keep the Lord Commissar alive. Gives him a damage boost as well if he's surrounded by allies. Now gets the Flak Jacket up for Inspire Terror. Fire Dragons on the way for Most Unworthy. Shoulder mounted Bright Lance in play for the Wraith Lord. Plague Marines can put some pressure on. No aspiring champion in for the Raptors. They don't have their heavy melee weapon. Look how low this Tyrant Guard is, and that's double Mark of Zinc CSM for cyanIDe. Gustavo throws up invulnerability though from the bonded exoskeleton just to get in there. Big blob of CSM. Tyrant Guard is coming forward. I think this is a mistake. We'll see if he can get away. Trying to create some space is cyanIDe to get those shots in. There is the shield wall. Gives the Tyrant Guard vehicle armor and regenerates health. They need to stop shooting it now, really. Just shoot with some infantry. Yeah, the Plague Marines can shoot it, maybe. Wraith Lord backing off. Can they just brute force this Tyrant Guard in the shield wall down? Blastmaster's getting shots. They should be able to do it. They got the Plague Marines, they got the Blastmaster and the Mark of Zinc Inferno Bolters. While they aren't anti-vehicle damage, they'll add up. 374 to 248. Wraith Lord does escape. East side, power completely bashed here, thanks to Comrade Duck. Farseer the Commissar not happy with it. Any war gear for this guy? We have Carapace armor to make him more effective when he does his executions. West side, Shurikens get caught out of position. Plague Marines getting shots on the Wraith Lord. Needs to get the hell out of here, this thing. And we now have a Plague Fist Plague Champion. Barb Strangler Warrior Brood. Can they shut down the CSM blob? They really need to, because if not, they're going to get shredded by the Mark of Zinc fellows. They're heavy infantry, that Warrior Brood. Bad news against the Mark of Zinc CSM. Plague Champion gets in there. Gustavo's not happy. There's the Pestilent Strike to stun the Hive Tyrant and provide huge ranged damage resisting that cloud of plague crap there. Fire Dragon showing up. Just going off the Plague Champion. Gustavo's soaking up a good amount of damage here. There's the invulnerability. They're still shooting him. They are getting a power bash in the meantime though as well. Raptors showing up. Get a good jump back there. Oh, double Hormigaunt's coming in though. That would be a dangerous jump. They now have their aspiring champion. Grenades. Kills a Chaos Space Marine. There's the jump. They go for the Shuriken. Nicely spotted. Might get the kill here actually. They do get the kill. Wraith Guard now lumbering forward for Most Unworthy. Is the Wraith Lord being repaired? It's not. It's just hanging out near base. Tyranids can't repair it. Comrade Duck could perhaps repair it. Back at base there. But they're pressuring the east side pretty well. They're all the way through actually to blue team's base on that side basically. What is this? It's the Farseer. Maybe bashing the power, maybe just hanging out. Back to the east side. The Ogrins do have their Bonehead Leader and tier 3 now for Comrade Dunk. There's some frag missiles flying in. They don't seem too concerned. Here we go, now they're moving. It's a lot of damage from 2 of them, look at that. Here's the stomp. Yeah, massive risk moving forward to do that stomp. Didn't need to. Just back away and frustrate them, you know. There was nothing there to kind of protect with the stomp, aside from themselves, I guess. CSM get the VP. These are cyanides. Farseer now with some stormtroopers. Double stormtroopers, in fact. Grenades will help them against the Ogrins assault kit. They can time it right. Wraithguard took a beating, it seems. Went back to base. Boom bolts. Gustavo taking back the VP. 300 to 239. Farseer still on the west side. Well, I guess this is their side, but they're still near this power, I mean. Now taking huge amounts of damage though, they're going to die. They got the gravity blade, which is interesting. If they can fleet into this blob of CSM, it'll be good. But typically you see that to counter-initiate some dangerous melee. Maybe they got it for the Raptors. I mean, it would be good because the Raptors can jump the Fire Dragons and the Wraith Guard and stuff. Sentinel falls. Farseer down to double Stormtroopers now. Comrade ducks Ogrins, so they haven't leveled yet. You have a power sword or something? No power sword for Farseer to help fight those guys. Doom bolts. And then death, maybe? Ogrins on retreat path. Smacking him to death with their Ripper guns. No weapon war gear for Comrade Duck, but they do have that Aura of Discipline to help out the Ogrins with that periodic heal. You see it there. Pretty powerful. There's Use Your Red. Gives them a couple of disruptive bursts, like 4 seconds apart, I think, and improves their speed. Great disruption on demand. Smacking through the CSM. Level 3 CSM here. Got down to a single model. Ogrins are powerful when they get on you. CSM forcing melee combat on the plasma gun guardsmen here. Are they taking the garrison? What are they up to? No, they're running away. They are just running away. So is all this stuff. Commissar also flees. 246 to 239. VPs are pretty much evened up. Plague Champion picking off some warriors. Now has the fetid armor for Unholy Stench, which is an amazing ability. It was nerfed slightly, I believe. I don't think it doesn't last as long now, I think, but it did suppress for absolutely ages if you stayed in the radius of it. Oh, gets stomped on by the Wraith Lord there and stabbed. Nasty. That's a cool sync hill. Don't get to see that very often. Gustavo smacking through some Raptors. Can they finish him off? I don't think so. He keeps blocking the Hormagaunts there, you see. Plague Champion's down in kind of an awkward place to revive. They might need to rebuy. Webway showing up on the eastern edge. Tucked in there. Used to see players tuck turrets into this area and annoy newer players, basically. ZOXIN with a Carnifex up. No upgrade yet with a Chaos Predator 2 for cyanIDe. Maybe Mark of Zinch once they see that Carnifex. Tier 3 for Most Unworthy. Comrade Duck already there. In fact, it's only Machine Elf still in Tier 2. But they got a pretty powerful Tier 2 army, I think. Fully upgraded CSM. Oh, these are cyanIDe. Machine Elf didn't... Oh, got Mark of Zinch on one of them. The other guys are level 4. They've got upgraded Raptors level 4 as well, and Plague Marines. It's a pretty solid Tier 2 army. Should be focusing the Warrior Brood if they can. Get those Synapse explosions going. Heretics taking some fire. Nicely dodged the grenades there, Machine Elf. Just moved forward to force them to use the grenades, I think. Carnifex going for Thornback. Gives it more health, and the Ripper Swarm upgrade can spawn some Rippers. Taking a bunch of damage here, though, the Carnifex. Might need to charge out. There it is. Spawn the Rippers and then charge through them, which almost killed them. That's something I always used to do. You always want to charge before you spawn your Rippers if you can. But I think they needed to charge out there as kind of an emergency extraction. East side turning very red for Comrade Duck. More Stormtroopers for Farseer. You might see a super heavy tank here for Comrade. There's the Tier 3 for Machine Elf. They have tons of red as well. Might see a nuke up on this east side VP maybe. Or perhaps just thrown on that bunker there to take it out. Might be a bit of a wastage to take out one structure though. Carnifex taking damage again. Plague Marines able to keep their distance and keep shooting to snare the target. I don't know if this thing's going to get away actually. Here comes the cavalry. Some Termagants, some Hormagaunts, and a Warrior Brood Raptors jumping through. Getting some good suppression. Maybe they should have gone after the Carnifex though. It's charging out. I think it's going to live. The Raptors really should have gone after it, I think. Meanwhile, back to the east side. Basilisk Flare called in by Comrade Duck to shut down the ranged weapons of the CSM. Tank goes down. What got the tank? Oh, there's a las cannon over there. That would have done it. Chaos Terminators are in. Is this double loyal to the end active here? Looks like it. You get buffs as you drop models, I believe. Global ability of the Lord Commissar. Chaos Terminators in play. The cyanIDe taking a bunch of plasma shots already. Lord Commissar of Comrade Duck with the Fist of Brockus. What about Farseer? Oh, Farseer is down. Do you have any weapon upgrade? Power Claw. Looks like they got the Power Claw. Another webway on the eastern edge. Ogrin's chasing things off. No sign of Bullgrins yet. ZOXIN with another Carnifex on the way. Most Unworthy had a rough time. They're down to Wraith Lord and Guardians. Here comes the Seer Council. Blue team with a VP deficit, but they're looking pretty solid in terms of army here, I think. Got some Melter Gun Raptors level 4. There's the Melter Bomb on the Wraith Lord. I don't think it's going to get away here. Raptors keeping a distance, so they don't get tied up in melee. And down goes the Wraith Lord. Most Unworthy going to need some support in the mid here. 1, 2, 3 to 211. Ogrins to smack. Oh, touch of Nurgle on the Heretics there. Global ability of the Plague Champion. Big explosion on death. There it is. Doing knockback damage and healing nearby allies. Going to get another explosion. Is it going to save them? I think so. There is an internal cooldown on that explosion. I think it's 3 seconds or maybe 4 seconds. Basically, it's the time. It's the same cooldown as Doom Blast, I think. Double Carnifex is marching in. One of them's going to get the Stranglethorn Cannon here. Nasty piece of work. There's a shot. Plasma cannon damage and instant suppression. Really nasty, especially if you can hit all the models in a squad. Raptors are way too close here. There we go. Jump out, fellas. 1, 2, 3 to 180. Plague Marines need to be tied up, and the Thornback Carnifex is obliging. Might get a model here, actually, on retreats. There we go, gets one. Spawn Mine is doing their thing to the Raptors. Damage over time. So Seer Council just wipes out. Where were they? Was that them there? I think that was them there. Oh, Seer Council. Trying to get onto the Terminators, I guess. A little bit sloppy from Most Unworthy. Seer Council have good mobility. Shouldn't be losing them in that first fight, I don't think. Executioner Lehman Russ on the field. Much easier said than done, of course. Sometimes things happen. We don't know what happened to those Seer Council fellas. Stranglethorn Cannon. Can't suppress the Terminators, of course, but will do some good damage to them. And they just teleported out to get away. And they're just going to run, I guess. The Executioner, not specialised against large targets, but it'll do some work for you, as you see here. Much more suited to taking out clumps of infantry. Getting slowed down by the Rippers. Carnifex on it with those massive claws on rear armour as well. And there's Electroshock Grubs from the Warrior Brood. Can they get the Lehman Russ down? I think they can, and they do. Ouch! Stranglethorn Cannon came in, obliterated the Stormtroopers. They barely get away. Well, I think he had 3 squads of them there, but not anymore. There's the pile of them. 83 to 174. Army starting to even up here. Got some Kashyyykin on the field for Comrade Duck. Got those Carnifexes stomping around. And ZOXIN isn't far away from getting another Carnifex. Or a Swarm Lord or something. Just need some more requisition for the Carnifex. Comrade Duck with tons of red. ZOXIN could also drop a nuke, I think. Maybe Machine Elf and Farseer as well. Double cap now for blue. Subjugated Ogrins thanks to the Tome of Subjugation for the Sorcerer, level 6. That could be nasty. Could use the Ogrins to tie up the Stranglethorn Cannon Carnifex, for example. Gustavo, level 4. No weapon upgrade or accessory for that guy yet. Farseer's down near this VP. Gets on the VP though. Backed up by his bodyguard Carnifexes. A no cap game, eh? Looks like they're going to swap natural VPs with the Plague Champions on this one. Level 9 Plague Champion here for Machine Elf. He's kicked some serious ass. Doesn't even have Blight Grenades or Icon of Nurgle, which helps him level up quickly. He just smacked a bunch of stuff to death, I guess. 82 to 130. Another Carnifex on the way for ZOXIN. Chaos Terminators now have an auto cannon. Blastmaster still in play. See that demoralization effect there. Ouch. They are reinforcing off the bunker. Rocket Run gets them off the cap. Can they hit the second run? Oh, they don't hit the second run very well. And now a Rocket Run against Comrade Duck from Farseer. Pretty good. Didn't take out the bunker. They can repair it now, maybe. Sorcerer's showing up. Not sure what he's trying to do. He's going to Doombolt. But didn't do a whole lot. Got a good special. Here come Ogryns, though. Needs to run. Kashyyykin on the cap with their faster capping trait. Can the Blastmaster shoot them off it? I don't think it's close enough, you know. Ogryns now showing up. Back to blue team's natural. It's very red. Carnifexes took a bunch of damage. Gustavo went down. There was a nuke here as well, apparently. And Imperial Abyss was dropped there at some point. That might be old. Triple cap for red. Is that enough? Have they clawed it back here? Carnifex goes down. Great job by ZOXIN through the mid. If this gets them the W here. I'll try a formation on the east side as well. Got a Chaos Predator. We got a Lehman Russ. Blue team trying to get their asses to the east side to get their VP. They need it really badly. That was a long triple and double cap there. Do they have the time? Because the Kashyyykin will have grenades to get them off the cap. These guys need to be going for the VP now. The CSM here for cyanIDe. Dark Flames in there. Here comes some support from MostUnworthy. They have some more Seer Council. Bad news for the CSM. Ogryns on them too. There's the 1-to-1. They got through the mid. Look at this. Imperial Abyss there from Machine Elf. Plague Marine's getting some decent shots on this Carnifex. It basically needs to stay here, right, to try and save this VP. I don't think it can now, though. Blue team right back in it. Subjugated Ogryns again. Subjugated units are immune to damage and they deal increased damage. So it's a massive pain in the ass to deal with. They are now back in control of Comrade Duck. Blue team swept through the mid, indeed, they did. Double Carnifexes with ZOXIN, need some healing. Gustavo is down. Gustavo gets repurchased. That's a chunk of hit points there. Got a Land Raider Phobos on the field for Machine Elf. 4 to 115 on the VP. Is also a web way down here. To bash the power, I guess. If it needs bashing. Chaos Predator is still alive. These Ogryns have been pretty awesome for Comrade Duck. Where's the Commissar? Commissar's not around to support them right now. Turret going up here from the Plague Champion. Carnifexes they need to move out. Trying to heal up as much as they can. Is it going to be a las cannon turret? It's a heavy bolter turret at the moment. Going to need to pop invulnerability here to get the decap. I think there it is. Helps them get the decap, which is a big deal. Blue team have a single now, but they are getting the east side. Look at this. They're getting the east side. Have the blue team clawed this back here. Avatar and Baneblade. Are they going to hit the field in time, though? There's the double. Not sure if those super units will hit the field in time to make a difference. Las Cannon turret is in play. Massive damage from this thing. Plague Marines there as well, of course. As well as that Phobos. Lots of anti-vehicle. Triple cap now for blue. And the map is looking very blue indeed. Surely they have this. They're going to get both of these Carnifexes, I think. Eldritch. Phobos spotted it, I think. Machine Elf spotted it. Does get hit, but didn't take a lot of damage. Down goes one of the Carnifexes. The turret is down, though. Plague Marine still in play. Phobos is disabled for a duration here because of the Eldritch. Single cap for blue. Avatar hits the field. Baneblade hits the field. Can they move quickly enough? Baneblade moving achingly slow to the east side. There's the 1-to-1. Red team swarming the east side with some plasma, with some Ogrins. There's Dark Flames again. And they're going to be subjugated. There it is. Kasrkin can't outshoot all this by themselves. Blastmaster getting shots as well. Ogrins might finish them off. It's worn off. 4-8 on the VPs. Some flanking Fire Dragons getting some work done. Back on the red team's natural. It's now red. Baneblade is here. Avatar is here. 1-to-1 cap. Gustavo the Hive Tyrant just yelling at stuff. Just let out a big roar there. Another Carnifex on the way for ZOXIN. Avatar and Baneblade pushing through the mid. I think ZOXIN's trying to get on this VP, but they are Raptors here, and there's the game. Blue team got the 2-to-1 at the end, and they got the game. Hell of a finish. What a finish. Look at these heroes. Level 6 Lord Commissar with the Power Claw. He just got shot on his ass there, I think. cyanIDe Sorcerer, level 8 with Tome of Subjugation. Machine Elves Plague Champion, level 10. Must have been level 10 for a while as well. On the VP down. Most Unworthy the Farseer, level 3. We had ZOXIN's Hive Tyrant Gustavo got level 5 with the Bonded Exoskeleton, and Comrade Dux Lord Commissar was level 7. There you have it, guys. Pretty awesome 3v3, I think. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.